pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon and welcome to the May 18th, 2021 meeting of Bryan Board of Public Affairs. First item on our agenda is to approve the minutes of the May 4th meeting. We'll then given a copy of those, have a chance to review them, present the additions or corrections. Please let us know.
Seeing none, Tom, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the May 4th minutes as written. I'll second.
Dick?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Karen? Yes. Annette? Yes.
Next is the hearing of public concerns. Just a few minutes, in case there's any few seconds, in case there's any call-ins. Now we will move on. Next item is the Clerk-Treasurer's report. Pat?
The board's been presented with the Clerk-Treasurer's report for the month ending April 30, 2021. I'd like to make a motion we approve the Clerk-Treasurer's report.
This is Annette, I'll second it.
Karen? Yes. Annette?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is presentation of Ann's Richard H. Gorsuch Scholarship. We have with us this evening Mr. Harry Phillips from Ann, Director of Marketing and Member Relations. Welcome to Bryan.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's a pleasure to be here, certainly. I come here because this is a terrific occasion. There's one of your graduating seniors is being awarded one of our Richard H. Gorsuch Scholarship Awards. I'm going to do is just briefly give you an overview, a little bit about AMP, and then get into Jillian's background and how she became one of the recipients of the scholarship. AMP is a not-for-profit wholesale power supplier. We're 135 communities in 9 states. We serve about 650,000 customers through that relationship with our members. We have a very diversified portfolio mix that includes fossil fuels, renewables like hydroelectric, wind, and solar. We also have a very lengthy services and programs for members, everything including engineering, financial, environmental, generation, legal, public relations, and other support services too. So I'm now going to tell you a little bit about the Richard H. Gorsuch Scholarship Program. We award up to 5 scholarships for this program. By the way, there is 5 others of the Wright Scholarship, and that can be awarded to really any graduating student. This one particularly is awarded to a graduating senior whose parent or legal guardian works for the utility. So up to this point, AMP has awarded about $400,000 in scholarships since 1988. It's named in memory of Richard H. Gorsuch, the late president of AMP. This year, there were 15 students that were nominated for the Gorsuch Scholarship. Finalists took a test, Public Power. AMP Board of Trustees approved 5 recipients based on their scholastic record, personal achievements, and test scores. And I understand, too, that Jillian also got 100% on that test, too. So that's really quite remarkable. We're pleased that the strong municipal electric utility of Bryan is home to one of our recipients of this award. Jillian is the daughter of John and Rhonda Drennan. Rhonda is the Bryan City Attorney. Jillian is a graduate of Bryan High School. She is planning on attending the Ohio State University, being a Buckeye. My son actually went there, graduated, and I had one graduate from Purdue. So we're kind of a house divided, but they actually at Ohio State. Jillian was extremely involved in school and community activities, and these are some of her highlights. She is an active member of the National Honor Society. Jillian received several academic honors. Jillian participated in a marching band where she was field commander her senior year. She acted in her high school musicals, and she also volunteered for many community activities and programs. We find Jillian to be a very talented student with a very promising future, and I'm pleased on behalf of the AMP Board of Trustees to present her with a check of $3,000.
All right. Wow. Okay. Maybe I can take my last one first. Okay. All right. Well, first, I would like to start with again thanking AMP for awarding me this scholarship. This is an amazing honor. And I would also like to say that I've learned so much over the course of receiving this scholarship. I began by writing an essay about the energy used in my own home, which made me so much more cognizant of everything that goes into just my house and the cost of that also. And then after that, I went on to the AMP website and researched about different types of energy and renewable energy and AMP's history, and of course for my test. And I realized how lucky we are to have a program like AMP that works tirelessly for the betterment of not only our community, but also communities in 9 other states. So I would just like to say another thank you again for this scholarship to AMP.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to enter into a master purchase agreement for an AMI system. Dave?
Thanks, Harry. Appreciate you coming up.
Thank you very much.
I know y'all-
Have a good evening, everyone.
Thanks, Harry.
Congratulations. Everyone.
Prepared just a little slideshow, just to give an overview of our AMI. I know a lot of you have heard it before, but I think it's worth giving a short presentation to see where we're at and how we got here. So give you a little bit of history. BMU has been pushing and pursuing AMI for at least the last 14 years. My first memory of AMI was back in 2007 when BMU was looking at the Johnson control system. And then in 2013 to 2016, BMU investigated a few other options such as the Elster system, and then later AMP, an AMI project we seriously looked at and participated in. And now with our current AMI pursuit, BMU and our department have sat through and evaluated many systems over the years, only to be tempted at the possibility. This delay, of course, the replacement of the electric and water meters over the years, wondering if they were going to be compatible with the system that we chose. So it kind of hindered us a little bit there. So it brings us to current AMI as far as the timeline goes of where we started. This has been a 4-year process. Believe it or not, like I said, we've been pursuing from 14, and we've been pursuing this phase of it for the last 4 years, starting in 2017. So it started out with a feasibility study from Value Tech Solutions in 2017. They prepared this study, and the study indicated that deployment of AMI could reduce Bryan's municipal utilities operation and maintenance costs, enhance customer service, and replace outdated meters and meter reading equipment while supporting various electric and water department functions. The BPA passed Resolution 12 in 2018, authorizing the director to execute a contract with Value Tech to provide an AMI system vendor selection process. This included working with our team to prepare a request for proposal, which is an RFP, and also known for assisting in coordinating AMI vendor selection process. The RFPs were sent out in April, I believe, 2019, and they were opened in June 14, 2019. We received several proposals during this request. Value Tech and BMU reviewed all of them. We narrowed them down, and we narrowed them down to the top 3. So we invited these top 3 to come in, and they presented to our whole team the proposal that they had. We evaluated them, and based on our review, BMU recommended Eaton Corporation as the lowest and best qualified project bidder, and presented the outcome and recommendations in open meeting to the BPA on June 21st, 2020. Again, the BPA indicated support for proceeding with finalizing contracts and financial support of the project prior to March 20 COVID-19 pandemic that shut down the nation. So Eaton basically stayed in contact with us over this whole time. They offered, and we finally, after being in contact with them throughout this whole time, we finally sat down with them again in February this year of 2021. On April 6, 2021, the BPA expressed renewed interest in pursuing AMI again after receiving updates by BMU indicating flexible and affordable financing options that were made available. So why AMI now? So how we decided to pick the project back up and try to move it forward. Eaton initially offered BMU many outside of the box options. One being a 2-year payment deferral, which would allow us to get the system in service and begin reaping some of the benefits and payback before making our first payment. Interest rates, equipment, vehicle, labor costs are bound to rise. Aging outdated meters, metering equipment, vehicles. Eaton has been able to keep its pricing, which I think is amazing, since the proposal back in June 2019. So BMU is looking at every opportunity to save money for our customers whenever and whenever we can. Our team promoted the idea along with Eaton of finding things we could do to get our costs down even further. One of those was the installation costs, mounting and installing relays, gateways, electric meters, water meters. This alone translates to around $500,000 in savings. Our initial project was basically estimated to be around $2.7 million and an estimated 3-year deployment period. We're now projecting $2.2 million and an estimated 1-year deployment. It's a very ambitious goal, but I feel our employees are capable and can accomplish this. So BMU's current state of meter reading. I got a few phone calls of people that really didn't understand it. So I want to kind of put it in the most simplistic terms. So let's take a look at how we currently read our meters. Our meters now go out to each and every single electric and water meter, over 10,000 of them monthly, and they manually read each meter with a handheld device. Initially, our Datamatic system was failing and reached the end of support. We have recently been forced to purchase a few handhelds to get us by, but this is not a permanent solution to our problem. The information is then brought back into our billing system and uploaded to our billing system. So that's the very simplistic of the meter reading. One of the few left in our area. Most people have even went to drive-by systems in our area. I mean, they're ahead of us at this point. There's very few communities in our area that even still do some of these meter reading technologies. So, advanced metering, how does it work? So this is kind of what the system does. So basically you have your water meters and your electric meters and a collector or a gateway, I'll call it. These all communicate to each other. So let's just say, for instance, we'll use a water meter, for example. This water meter is out in front of your house in a meter pit. It's going to talk to either A, a collector, or B, an electric meter. And it will try to reach it. If it can't reach it, it'll try another electric meter or another one, and it just keeps going until it finds its route. And then it finds that route, and basically when I say backhaul, that means it's coming back to our head end. So we're bringing this information mostly from our fiber system. We're very fortunate to have that fiber system. So it's going to bring that fiber system back to our head end. Our head end is right back here. This is where the servers will be set up. We'll store that information until it's requested to be called up into the billing system. The plan is they'll get that billing just the same way they get it now. There won't be much difference on their end. It'll be in a flat file, and that's how they'll receive it. But in its most simplistic form, we'll have basically the collectors will be located around the community. There will be approximately 9 of them. And so these water meters will talk to electric meters, which will talk to the collectors, and they're all back here to ours. And so we're purchasing and hosting all of this stuff ourselves on the servers. That's all part of this contract. So in its most simplistic form, that's what it is. It talks both directions. So you can see we can instantly get that reading within a second of somebody's, and as often as we want, whenever we want. So that's a quick little rundown of how that is. It's also has, as far as the electric meters, also have the capability of remote connect and disconnect. Where the water doesn't, we don't disconnect water very often or have valves that need to be turned on and off. So I want to get into some misconceptions why we were talking about it of AMI. There's a lot of misconceptions out there, just like everything else, but I want to spend a minute talking about these. And I know a few of our customers who have concerns about radio frequency, which is RF, personal information, and privacy. First off, B&E values our customers, their utility service concerns, and especially their health. So RF has been used in highly populated areas for over 100 years. The FCC establishes these safe limits for exposure. Eaton's equipment reads in seconds. The RF from these meters are far below FCC requirements. This system is considerably less than using a cell phone, a baby monitor, a wireless router, laptops, microwaves. Most meters are typically outside of the home, which again minimizes the burden. So second, let's talk about personal information. The data that these meters send out, it's encrypted. There's no personally identifiable customer information that is stored in these meters or transmitted across our network. Invasion of privacy. The total energy use is collected, not how or what you are using it for as far as your electric or your water. Our main concern is what did you use? Just like we would go out there and get these numbers and calculate before and after to come up with your use, whether it be water or power. So just to touch base on a couple of those things. Okay, so the projected timeline for completion. What would be our next steps if the EPA approves these agreements? First off, we probably have execute the agreements, and then we'd start off with a kickoff meeting with Eaton to develop a plan forward. We place hardware, software orders, hopefully within the next 30 days, of course, after our financing was completed. Complete the final planning and development strategies, review and revise our rules and regs as needed to prepare for changes in our meter reading process. So we'll revisit some of that. There may be a few changes that may need to be adjusted in our rules and regs to accomplish this. We will create an opt-out policy. There would be an additional customer fee associated with this option as we still need to go out and read people's meters. So we will address that as we move forward and have that policy in place. We'll bring it back to the board. We're already in the way of looking at it and developing. So then we would prepare to receive our equipment and software. And the last I heard, we're estimating this to be, if we acted now, to be in September of 2021, which really isn't a bad thing if you think about it, because that gives our crews enough time to get out there and get their summer work schedules taken care of. And, and basically then we could sit there and focus on installation in the fall, winter, and spring months. So then we would follow that, and at the same time, we'd be testing and training Eaton. Eaton will have a person here walking us through every step of the way when we put these meters in and putting the software in our servers and making sure they make it to the clerk's office and verifying that information, what they got in the field before they send it up there, and then after it was in SSI. So they're going to walk us through this whole process. Okay. So basically, I think that's try to quickly put that through to everybody about, how we got to where we are today and, if, this passes, what we would do moving forward. So I'm open to any questions or comments that anybody may have.
Before we get questions and comments, can I have read the number of the resolution, please?
Well,
We didn't do that, we can do it now and finish up.
This is resolution number 16, 2021, authorizing director of utilities to enter into a master service agreement with Beat Corporation for advanced metering infrastructure AMI system for the electric and water utilities.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
Nate, as you know, this has been a long time coming. We worked on it and we seemed to get fired up and get engaged, and then something else happens. We were so close at the beginning of 2020. With Dawn, we were engaged in 18, then COVID hit. Then it became a lesser priority. We had other fish to fry. But we had always talked about it was a goal because of the aging handhelds. We couldn't even get them anymore. We were going to have to spend a lot of money on probably a drive-by system until we could get AMI. So if you add in the costs that we would have had to spend, plus the meter readers, no more dog bites, the vehicles, the maintenance, the insurance, and then when you engaged Eaton, which I appreciate you engaging them because that's what started that good deal that we got. So I'm glad we're finally here. We're here. And we could have used it in 2020, during COVID times because that would I said that 6 times during 2020.
Right, and this may be a blessing in disguise, Dick. I mean, look, we've been trying to do this for 14 years, and this technology, this might be the time for us. Some of those other projects and products that we were looking at, this might be the right time. This might have been for a reason. So.
I don't know if the board recalls this, when we started in 2007 with Johnson Schools, we were at 9.6 million for this project.
Right.
Wow.
So not only are we saving money, we have gotten the life use out of the current meters that we have. And we have now David has been very, very astute in obtaining a very good deal of heat for us. So I think over time, it's, the board has made good decisions and it's just now the time. And these meters have been tried and tested now, but the time that has gone by, those things have all been resolved. So I just think it was kind of a blessing.
See, and I'm glad we didn't do it back in 07 and 09 because that was kind of it was changing.
Right.
And
the technology
now
was being tested yet.
So I'm glad we waited.
And local communities around us are using this exact same system, Northwest Electric. So it's a system that I don't feel like we're jumping in and being guinea pigs or beta testers for things. I feel pretty confident that this system it's expandable. It can do, once we have it can be expanded. We can have customer portals. It can control our distribution system. There's lots of things that it would be capable of doing besides. But right now, our main goal and function is to be able to read meters. I mean, that's the point that we're at. Right? So, yeah.
I really appreciate that the other departments here at BNU that have stepped up to help install all these meters. That's quite a savings. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And to be honest with you, that's why I'm here. These people have wanted that so much. To me, this is a big deal. I've been a part of this team for 14 years trying to get to this point. So it's definitely a bucket list item for me, and I know for a lot of the department heads here.
I agree. Been there too.
Yeah.
All of the people that started with it. So I do feel that the utility is very fortunate to be in the position that we are today, and our customers too. Reliability, no more estimating bills, no more complaints. They can trust in this just as we can. So many advantages to this.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the work you've done.
Yes, thank you. We discussed this so much over the years, I really don't have any questions. I know, you know, it's, I'm really glad it's here, but like Dick said, you know, we worked so hard to try and get this in the past, and we'd always hit a roadblock, and we'd say, oh, damn, you know, but it seems like, well, like Rhonda said, it seems like it's worked out to be a blessing, and I'm sure, you know, if we would have signed into this thing years ago, I'm sure the technology has improved. And so I guess in a way you can say we're letting other people work the bugs out and we're buying the newest and most improved. So I'm
be honest with you, it made me a little bit nervous to even bring it up after what's happened every single time in the past. You know, it was kind of, but
Yeah.
hopefully we can
You did a good job.
cross the goal line.
Thanks for pursuing it.
Sure.
And like you said, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what even the consumers
Yes.
can do. Because they can go in and eventually, if you decide to proceed, go in and watch their own meter usage too.
Yep. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that would like that. There's some that may not, but there's a lot of tech people out there that want to see how their energy use, how they can save it. They'll be able to see if they have water leaks. They can, you know, they can watch or use it. It's simple as a toilet sticking. They'll be able to, you know, go to a customer portal, eventually be able to see those things. So there's a lot of benefits to our customers also. That's probably not too far off in the near future, but it will help them.
Anybody else?
I would like to make a motion that we adopt resolution. Did you say 16 or 15?
16.
16?
Yeah, 16.
15.
16.
16.
Sorry.
That's what I thought. When I'm here, I'm sorry.
I'll second.
Dick,
Yes.
Jim?
Yeah.
Tom?
Yes.
Karen? Yes. Annette?
Yes.
Hey, we did it. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, guys.
First time in a while, we've been able to send paperwork around the signs that are coming back in.
I'll come right around it.
Next item on the agenda. Resolution to enter into a lease purchase agreement for AMI system.
Resolution number 17, 2021, authorizing the Director of Utilities to execute an agreement with Keep Government Finance Incorporated for a lease purchase agreement for the financing of the advanced metering infrastructure project.
Okay, this is a fairly short little presentation here, one slide. Since the BPA is approved, moving forward with the Eaton Corporation for an AMI system for the electric and water utility, I want to briefly discuss how we arrived at this finance option. Because BMU had not budgeted this year, basically for an AMI project, the option of deferred payment was a contributing factor for us proposing to move forward with AMI. As I discussed earlier, with rising interest rates and costs, this is pretty opportune time. So initially, Eaton proposed an offer through their affiliate of a 2-year principal and interest deferment, which is basically no payments, followed by 10 years of level payments at 2.65% interest rate. The interest rate then, of course, rose after 30 days up to 2.73%. So, I mean, by them offering that and just the idea of there being deferred payments out there like that was pretty much eye-opening. Never heard of that. And to be honest with you, they even said that they have never offered anything like that also. So with the interest rates going up like that, it kind of made us want to reach out and find out what else was there. So, but also that deferment was one of the bigger driving forces behind it. So we proceeded to look at financing options and ultimately found Key Government Finance, who proposed a similar finance option, but instead of offering principal deferred, which is the interest payments only for 2 years, is what they offered us, basically paying the interest for the first 2 years and then followed by 10 level payments. And initially, they offered a 2.5%. And then later, they dug a little deeper into it, found out a little bit more about our great our great credit rating, and they decided and came back with a 2.19% interest rate. So we have completed our research for the best suited financing options available in pursuit of this AMI system for Bryan, Utilities, and the city of Bryan. Key government finances conditionally approved the financing of the lease purchase of the AMI project for BMU in the city of Bryan and request the execution of a non-binding letter of commitment, including a preliminary term sheet that was included in your board package that you were able to look at. So I'm available to answer any questions or comments as far as the financing goes.
This sounds like their rate is good. Yeah, based on everything else that we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and the way things are increasing in costs, it's amazing that Eaton was able to keep their costs down, for almost 2 years. And then I don't see anything but things going up from here at this point forward, interest rates being one of them. So if anybody does have any question, I'm basically requesting permission to execute the lease purchase agreement through finance. That would enable us to move forward and lock these rates in and start the process.
I'll make a motion we approve. I will second.
Jim?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Karen? Yes. Annette?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Next item on the agenda is a request to place a water department employee on regular employment status. Jackie, welcome to the meeting.
Good evening, everyone. At this time, we are requesting that we move Derek Schultz from a probationary status to regular employment status as the water superintendent. Derek has transitioned well. His experience and knowledge are providing innovative ideas for the water department, and which is allowing him to take the department to the next level. He continues to represent BMU on the district level as the Secretary-Treasurer for the Ohio section of the Northwest District American Water Works Association.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Any comments about taking Derek off probation? This time.
It is time.
I think Gary's doing a great job.
Does a good job. You're right.
I'd like to make a motion, I think, putting on, taking off probation and, give him the full title, water superintendent.
I'll second.
Karen?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Next item is to accept the resignation of an Account Clerk II, Clerk-Treasurer's office.
Yes, with great regret, we want to ask you to formally accept the resignation of Alice Cooney, Account Clerk II in our office. She's leaving for personal family issues, so she's been here 5 years and, she's been a great worker. She's worked mostly in income taxes, and as I said, in phone council last night, we presented her resignation on the tax deadline. So I think, I don't know if taxes there or not, but it's mostly the family issues, so I was great regret. Be effective July 30th, 2021. And she's also, has offered to work 8 to 12 hours a week to help with the transition. So we like that option also. She's been great with it.
Motion to accept the resignation.
We get to lose a good employee. But it's nice that she's willing to help in the transition. But, with regret, I'll make a motion that we accept her resignation.
I will second.
Jim? Dick?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Karen? Yes. Annette? Yes.
Next item is permission to post the account clerk's position in the clerk-treasurer's office. Pat,
And because of her leaving, we'd like to ask the board to, allow us to post for that position. This is our second loss in, less than a month, basically, it was saying we would be going to the end of January. But it does leave some holes in our office, so he's asking permission to post for that account clerk.
I'd like to make a motion with, the treasurer's office to post that position.
Annette, I'll second it.
Karen,
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Tom?
yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item is semi-monthly disbursements.
Make a motion that we pay bills.
I'll second.
Dick?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Last item on the agenda is comments from BPA and staff. Good to see you all in the rooms. I have to go around the screen, we go around the table now, tables. Mayor?
Oh, I'm always first.
Yes.
First of all, it's really nice to see all of you. It's been a very long time for me to see some of the board members and their Mr. faces, and in a couple weeks, maybe we'll see the actual face too. I'd like to congratulate Jillian Drennan. We're very proud of her for her 100% score. I know she studied really hard and evaluated and educated herself on being new at camp. And I wish her nothing but the best as a parent. I'm very proud of you. And for the next few weeks, as you get through graduation and all the year-end things. I'd also like to congratulate Derek for his successful completion of probation.
Rhonda?
Thank you. Just on behalf of Jillian, I'd like to thank for the scholarship. It's good. Derek has been great to work with so far, so congratulations. I'm definitely going to miss Allison. She worked with our office quite often due to the tax issues, so she's going to come there. The other thing that I want to tell the board that I may won't tell you is that we got the good industry with key financing because of calls that he made and because of him pursuing our issues with the solar field, we get the contacts with finance. And so that's how we ended up with that financing.
Don't tell him that he'll want to raise. We knew that.
That's all, thank you. Again, just regrets on losing another good worker, so, we can transition, so lots of stuff coming along with AMI and everything, so, thank you for your support.
Jackie, still there?
Still, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jackie. Any department heads that are watching, listening in? Go around this table. Annette?
I'd like to say congratulations to Jillian and to mom and dad. Congratulations also to Derek. Nate. Big kudos for the work well done. It's a lot of work to put into the presentation and a lot of research. So congratulations on that. Well done. And that's about it. Thank you.
Good.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
I bet.
Congratulations, Jillian, John, Rhonda. I don't know if anybody, he kind of touched on it, but I think you're the first one to ace that 100%. So congratulations. Good luck in your endeavors. I'd like to thank Nate for all the hard work on AMI. I know you worked hard. If it wouldn't have been for you, we wouldn't have got the interest rate we got. So once in a while, I got to toot your own whistle. And I'm tickled to death that we finally got to AMI. You know, Jim and I have been engaged in that, and Tom, the rest of the board. Just we get so close, and then have something that. So I'm glad we finally got it. Thanks to the board, and all the hard work on the contracts and stuff. Glad we got there. That's all I have.
Hey,
Yeah, I just like to say, this is the first time I got to sit at the grown-up tables, and actually, that's kind of nice. Sounds like the governor's lifting the restriction possibly June 2nd, and I hope this is a sign of better days to come for all of us. It's kind of nice seeing everybody here again. Jillian, I see a bright future for you. Congratulations. I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment. So congratulations and good luck to you. Also, congratulations to Derek. He is doing a great job. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better person and reaches out to help in any way he can. So I appreciate everything that Derek's doing. Also, I want to wish Allison luck for her time with the city of Bryan and being you. So, and especially want to thank the board. Like I said, this is a big deal to me and for as far as the rest of the department heads. I know this is something we've wanted for so long. It was good to be able to, for all of us, as a team, to bring this together and finally bring it to fruition. So, thanks to everybody. And that's about all I got.
Karen,
I'm gonna echo everything everybody said. Jillian, congratulations. John, Rhonda, you did a good job raising a beautiful daughter. I hope to see good things from her in the future. It's so good to see everybody here face to face. It feels really good to be here in person. Yes, Nate, thanks on that interest rate. You just knew. I'm just sitting here going, all right, when you said that. Like, amazing. And I'm so glad that we've got that, the AMI system through the system. And it's going to happen. And sooner than anticipated, at such a savings to the utility, to the citizens of Bryan, and to catch us up to where the other communities are. So, that, very good. Derek, congratulations to you as well. And City Clerk's office, I hope he gets great applicants. Thanks, that's it.
Jim, Mr. Sprow.
In case nobody's told you, Jillian, congratulations. Congratulations on Ohio State. My son was a Buckeye. It's a great school. It really is. To you, great job. We appreciate, I obviously appreciate everything you've done with this AMI. Finally, finally. Congratulations to Derek. He's also doing a great job. I've yet to hear anything bad out there. Sorry to see Allison. It's a shame. It always hurts to these good plays. I'd also like to touch on something just briefly, not beat it to death, but I noticed recently in the news media, it was brought up about our rental properties. And I would just, and I speak only for myself, this has been kind of a pet project to me for some time, and it's kind of like AMI. It's on again, off again. We just feel like we're making some progress, and we hit a roadblock. If it wasn't losing the grant money, it was the pandemic. But for anybody that's interested, it's not been forgotten. We're trying to be good stewards of our properties, taking care of the buildings that need taken care of, and hopefully demolishing the ones that deserve to be. So hopefully by the end of my term, we can have it taken care of.
I just want to add that one thing that is going to be on the agenda item for I think our first. Believe it or not, it wasn't the first in the newspaper. We've been working on this behind the scenes. Yeah, we have some information to share with you.
I guess that's the point I really wanted to make is, we're not, it's not on the, I won't say it's not on the back burner, but it's not forgotten.
It's been a concern of ours.
Yeah.
So it's something we're looking at a little bit. I'll bring that to the board at our next meeting to discuss it too.
So I guess.
Thank you, Jim. Julian, congratulations. Good choice in school. My son and I are both graduates, so good luck down there. Congratulations to Derek on his probation. Glad to see we finally got AMI going, and can't wait to get it all installed and see how everything works. And thanks to Allison for her service to the city. Good luck with her. That's all I have. Anything else? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved, no?
Second. Dick?
Yes.
Karen? Yes. Tom?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Nat? Yes.
Any adjourn? Thank you, everyone.